Hello everyone, it's Metric Green Art from YouTube, and we got another video for you. Christmas video, so I'm wishing everybody out there on YouTube and everyone in the world a very Merry Christmas. Hope you guys are safe, because a lot of stuff happens in the holidays. Just be careful out there. Hopefully some of you guys will be getting minis for Christmas. Got 2 or 3 people that already told me that they have their minis in the mail or anything. So it's kind of good that Christmas comes on a Friday this year, at least for practical purposes, because you get your brand new mini on Friday, and if you're not snowed in, hopefully you'll be playing the very next day on Saturday. So usually you're going to get them in a box like this. I heard that they also have the Generation 3 minis coming out soon. Well, they should already be out. The Generation 3s come in a white box, so I hear. I got this one in April 2009. As far as I know, it is a Generation 2 on the back of the box. And I'm getting more like Tech PB now. I have a remote. Let's see if you can see it. Mine says 09 Invert Mini. So I believe this is the Generation 2. I'm not sure if it is or not. So, one thing that I recommend right off the bat, somebody asked me, what should I do? I'm getting an Invert Mini. Metric Green Art, what should I do? You know, what's the first things I should do to it? Anything that you would recommend, from barrels, ASAs, to basic operating and braking procedures. So, first of all, I'd say, just go ahead and ditch this box. You know, it's a very nice box. You know, you get all the foam and stuff. But, it's a box and not a case. So when you're going out and you got mud on your mini and paint on it, you don't want to be putting all mud and paint into, you know, a box. It's just a box. So just get yourself a case that's more functional. It holds more stuff. And you've probably seen this in some of my other videos. I have this nice case. And I just like using this remote. This thing is so cool. If you can see that, let's see, get any closer. Tactical Performance. That's the people who made this case. Academy Sports. That's where I got it from. Cost me about 20 bucks. Invert Mini is going to be awesome. So I guess the first things that I would recommend doing before you get your mini is first of all, get some air, and probably buy a case, and then get yourself some Triflow. And you've seen this. If you watch the Tech PB show, Mike Phillips, you have Triflow. This is pretty cool stuff. You get it from macrolineguy.com. Just like he says, you'll get a little bottle like this, and this will last you forever. I have plenty in here. And it's a flat $8 for the Triflow itself, and the shipping is really going to help out when you screw in your tank and your threads. Let's see, I'll show you. Alright, so you got your Triflow right here. What I would do is that I would take a drop and put it right on the inside. Flip the gun upside down and put another drop right on the inside of the thread. You don't want to put it in there straight down like this, because it's actually going to go into the gun. When you want it on the threads and the threads alone, and that's really going to help everything out. When you're trying to get everything set up, because the Mini, it doesn't have an on-off ASA, and if you're getting your Mini and you're shooting like a Spider or a Tippmann or some other low-end gun, usually the Mini price point, anything better than the Mini is going to have an on-off. 90% of the time, anything worse is not going to have an on-off. So what it means by an on-off, you just once you screw the tank in, it's going to air up. You don't have any meters or anything to dial down here in order to get your air to the gun. I will warn you, the Mini regulator is not self-purging. Most likely what you're going to have actually happen is that once you unscrew your tank, you're still going to have pressure in here, and you'll probably get 1 shot, maybe 2 out there. Sometimes it vents on its own, but it's not designed to vent on its own. Sometimes it's a little back pressure and it vents out. So just be real safe and careful with that, because that's one of the things that will actually throw you off guard. So you got your air, you got your Triflow, and you got yourself a case. And now you pretty much set up. You probably have a barrel sock or barrel plug that you probably plan on a regular basis anyway. So that's the only things that you need to buy to make way for your Mini. Okay, so when you actually get your Mini and you get your air, there is no particular break-in procedure. It used to be like with these first generation Minis, the spring inside was very, very stiff, and you wouldn't get that much efficiency at all. And they would say, take the spring out and put a dumbbell on it and compress them. But you don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. The spring has been worked out. They have a little bit softer springs on there. But in my Mini, I still use a spring kit. So the first thing that you need to do with your Mini is just put the tank on and shoot it. Just, you know, put a hopper on, put the tank on, go out there, have some fun, you know, go to the Chrono range. If you live in a kind of rural area like me, you can just go out to your backyard and shoot. Sometimes you're in an apartment or somewhere that doesn't improve paintball and you might have to wait. But my first thing is just go shoot it. It should work right out the box. Mine did. If it doesn't, your main problem probably is the poppet, and I'm gonna make a show. Probably the next show that I'll upload is one based on how the poppet operates in the Mini. Is really cool. Usually, if your Mini doesn't work, all you have to do is take your velocity screw. I'll zoom this in again. Okay, so you take your Invert Mini velocity screw, and this just for the record, this works in the opposite way of the spider. So if you turn it clockwise, and like a spider, it would actually decrease the velocity in the Mini if you turn it clockwise, because you're actually shutting off the air. So if your Mini leaks out right out the case and you don't know what's going on, you just aired it up and it's leaking, usually all you have to do is screw the poppet all the way down and then give it a 3/4 turn out. So right now I'm at the 3 o'clock position, so boom, 3/4 turn right there, and that will usually chrono you right at about 285, provided that you're at 200 psi. It'll get you pretty close. So that's one thing you need to do if you're having, you know, like a leak right out the box, but most likely you shouldn't, because they now have a poppet spring that will help reset that. So you can pretty much disregard the whole thing I said. That's like a slim to nil chance that that will actually happen. But God forbid it does, now you know how to deal with it. One little quick thing. Just go out and shoot your Mini. I really like the Mini for the fact that you can disable the eyes quite easily. I was just showing off at my local field, and this kid was like, "Yeah, what are you doing?" Because I had my barrel sock on, and I was just lighting on it. He was like, "You're not shooting paint in your barrel sock?" I said, "No, just shooting air." And he did not know how to turn his eyes off, and I have a low battery in my gun, but the easy way to turn the eyes off, yeah. It also helped to know where the power button is located right here underneath my finger. If you just press and hold, it'll turn green for power, then red for live, and then it's on. And then you'll shoot. Nothing's going to happen because the eyes are on. Put the finger in the breech, and then it will actually fire. And I suggest you don't do this, because if I had a full tank, this thing would bite. But that's the simple thing. It won't fire. So turn your Mini back off. If you want to turn the gun on with the eyes off, all you have to do is hold down the trigger and then power it on the same way. And now you have no eyes. I would suggest that the eyes work phenomenally. I haven't had a single problem with them yet, so it works really well. The Mini is small, it's simple, there's quite little to adjust, and there's pretty much no braking procedure involved anymore. It's usually pretty efficient out of the box. They get more efficient as you shoot them more and soften that spring up. But that's pretty much all you need to do. And now I'll go on to show you upgrades and what you should do after you get your Mini, break it in, play with it a couple weekends, what you should get to add on to your Mini to make it even better.